Greetings and happy Monday, everyone. Want to go over this week's announcements and reminders. We are now in week 10. I cannot believe it. We are speeding through the semester. So we are now in week 10. This week there will be no discussion video, okay? Because you all will have your teaching philosophy outline is due this Saturday. So I want to make sure that you do not have a virtual discussion that you need to work on. I know there's been a little bit of confusion about how to proceed with the virtual discussions since we had the issue with Imelda, okay? And that kind of threw the virtual discussion schedule kind of out of whack. So there's been a number of ways in which there's been a couple of primary ways in which groups have handled this. You can either continue down the list of leaders, and so as each week comes, you just continue down that list of individuals and have them lead. You can also stick with the weeks as there in the schedule, and then when it comes time to do the extra, when it comes time to do the latter weeks, you all can decide as a group who's going to cover those weeks. Okay. Either way works. So I will leave that up to you all in terms of whether or not you want to continue down the list, or if you want to stick to the existing schedule. And then for those who may have missed weeks, then you can go back and finish up the weeks at the end of the semester. Okay. I will tell you, I'm considering removing a virtual discussion, okay, in part because I need time to do some grading myself, and so I don't think that you all would be upset about missing a virtual discussion, but I also need time to catch up on some grading. So that's just real talk on my end, okay. So I will let you all know about that. I'm going to work with Missy Coba and Miss Mateer to find out what week of the remaining 3 weeks are going to be the toughest weeks for you all in terms of your teaching, and that will probably be the week that I will remove. Okay, but I just want to put that out there so that way you all are aware. Okay, so I'm still working on week 7 and week 9 in terms of looking at those virtual discussions. But for now, I'm going to put those on the back burner because I really want to focus on getting through your clinical interview part 1, so that way you'll have that feedback from me. We can discuss that at the virtual meeting that we're having collectively Friday. Okay. It also seems that the time that's working out best for everyone is 10 to 11:30 this Friday. But I'm waiting on feedback from a couple more students, and then I will finalize that. Okay. And once that's finalized, I'll send you all an email. You'll have to submit a PowerPoint again, just kind of going over readings and things, but I will give you an outline for what to include in your PowerPoint. And that's just to make sure that everyone is doing their reading, which I know you all are, but also to submit a PowerPoint for the discussion for Friday. Okay. So again, I'll make sure to put all that detail in the email. Okay, so this week's readings is going to be the McLeod reading on Jean Piaget, as well as the Duckworth reading, and then there's also a PowerPoint on Piaget as well. All of that is going to be in the course readings folder, okay, for week 10. I'm sorry, that's going to be in the general course readings folder. Okay, for the week 10 folder, you're going to find a link to the mid-semester check-in survey. I know that was sent out previously, but I want to make sure that I put it back kind of on the radar because I need everyone to complete the survey. Okay, so that way I'm getting feedback from everyone about what changes need to be made or that can be made in the course between now and the end of the semester. I want to make sure that I'm meeting you all where you are. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yes. Also important to this course is going to be your teaching philosophy. So there is a folder that's called Teaching Philosophy, that's labeled Teaching Philosophy in the overall content folder for this course. And in that folder are 3 subfolders. Okay, there's one that provides examples and resources. There's another item that's there that there are 3 items in the folder. One is a folder with resources and examples. There's an item that's there that is the assignment, okay, itself, which also breaks down instructions for both the part 1 and the part 2 of the teaching philosophy assignments. And then there's also an item that links you to the philosophy handout. Okay, so what I want you to do is to complete the teaching philosophy handout by this Saturday, okay, the 26th. We will probably discuss that during the virtual meeting this Friday, okay. So at least try to review it before we meet Friday, so that way you and I be seeing it for the first time when we have our virtual meeting, okay. And so that is due Saturday. That is 25 points. And then your part 2, which will be your overarching written philosophy, okay. And so take a look at those teaching philosophy examples in the example folder and in the example and resource folder. But your overarching part 2 will be that 75 points. So that's your actual teaching philosophy. That's 75 points, okay. And so if you have any questions about the teaching philosophy, make sure to bring those with you to Friday's discussion, okay. And continue to work on your reflective journal. Remember, you need 10 entries at minimum for this assignment, and they need to be a page, okay, 10 one-page entries. And it's best if you're doing them, over the course of the semester. That way you're able to kind of take these snapshots in time, and then you can kind of review them and see your growth overall in the course, and instead of doing them all at the end of the semester. Okay, so try to make sure that you're taking some time each week to kind of jot down your ideas, your thoughts, and it should be 10 one-page entries. Okay. And so, as I mentioned earlier, once I get everyone to complete the doodle poll and select a time that works for them, it looks like it's going to be Friday at 10 a.m. I'll be sure to send you all an email with the time that we're meeting. I plan to do that by noon tomorrow, as well as details about your PowerPoint for Friday. Okay. All right. I hope you all have a great week, and you know how to reach me if you have questions. Okay. All right. Bye, y'all.